You'll be receiving this PowerPoint or slide deck, but we just want to make sure that you take part of the senior website. Please go through that for anything that I may have missed or that you are interested in knowing. So what we're going to talk about today are the attendance appeals. If there's anyone who has any attendance issues, we'll have that. We'll start with that. We'll talk about caps and gowns. Prom is on June 15th, and we'll talk a little bit about the event, which is a little different this year. Graduation, which is June 24th. And then I'm also going to have all the dates that we already know about certain senior events that are happening in June. And finally, I just want to remind all students and families that it's really important that everyone feels comfortable in participating in graduation. And so if there are certain things, we have already sent several months ago a Google document that was very confidential. Ms. Hernandez, again, has the keys to that. Only she sees it, to be able to help students pay for things like the yearbook, to pay for graduation fees, to pay for cap and gown, which is part of the graduation fees, as well as Midnight Madness. So all of that it was sent out already, but we will continue to collect that information. And again, you can do that through Ms. Hernandez. No reason to email Ms. Butler or myself. We can go right to her, confidential secretary, and a really great person to speak to. So in regards to attendance, Ms. Butler is really the point person for this. She will be, she has already sent out letters about students who are in danger of not receiving credit. If you are one of those students or a parent of one of those students, then there's an appeal document, and that could be for things like, for example, doctor's visits, COVID, quarantine, things like that, because then we'll definitely waive that. It's not a state mandated excuse, but we will do that, especially obviously if we quarantined any of these students. So please fill out the attendance appeals, and you can get them from Ms. Butler, who has already emailed them out. And I believe, Ms. Hernandez, you just emailed them out as well, correct?
Yes, they can get them either from me or Ms. Butler.
Excellent, thank you. Ms. Butler, Ms. Hernandez, do you mind just talking about the caps and gowns since you headed that for a moment? And I'm going to close my door.
Sure, not a problem. Caps and gowns are being delivered to the homes this year, not to the school. Everyone should have gotten an email with the information on how to go online to order your cap and gown. On the senior website, there is a tab marked graduation. And if you click on that tab, there's a link that will take you right to the cap and gown website. You fill in the information and they will mail it out to you. My advice is, if you have not already ordered your caps and gowns, please do so immediately. We want to make sure that every child gets their cap and gown in plenty of time for graduation. If you're not certain, if you haven't received your cap and gown, just know I've spoken with the rep from the company, and they should be arriving somewhere around the middle of May. I know some students have already gotten theirs, but they advised me that we had a lot of taller sizes that they didn't anticipate, so they had to order more of the taller sizes. If you have any questions about the caps and gowns or any of that stuff, feel free to contact me, either at extension 1012 or CHERNAND@somsd.k12.nj.us. I'm always available to help you, and I check my emails even on the weekend, so this way nobody's left hanging.
I told you she's the best. So, Ms. Hernandez, this is a new idea. It just took us so long to actually hand out caps and gowns, and some students never came to pick them up until graduation day. So we are trying the mailing. Many schools do this. We still have some extra ones, of course, but we really would love for this to work out. And this way it's a more efficient system of distributing the caps and gowns. By the way, just as a heads up, once you get the caps and gown, make sure you take it out of the bag and hang it up. That will do most of the ironing. So you don't have to iron these caps and gowns. If you wait until the day of graduation and then you try to iron it, you might get some burn marks, right? It's not 100% kind. So please, I always recommend, as soon as I get mine, I take it out of the bag and I let it hang for a couple days, and it's beautiful. And I don't even have to iron it. So that's just a little bit of something so we're kind of trying to go chronological order. Although caps and gowns are for graduation, you can expect them to be mailed to you in May, which is this month. So just give us a couple more weeks, and hopefully the taller students will have theirs. Prom is June 15th. So that's exciting. Miss Butler has already sent the senior class their contract for the event. The payment for prom is $110. It can be made at mypaymentsplus.com. That is stated in the prom letter and document. The deadline for that is April 25th. I'm sorry, not April 25th. That would have already happened. It's April 25th through May 6th. So we just have a couple more days. I'll send out a reminder on May 5th for everyone. Cash payments can be made on Wednesday, May 11th or Wednesday, May 18th with directly to Miss Christy Barber, who is the class advisor. No partial payments will be accepted, but again, if financial assistance is needed, Miss Hernandez, and of course, our partners at Cougar Cares, they really help with that financial assistance. And we had a very generous donation this year to help. So in regards to prom, I just want to make sure everyone knows it's at the Westmount Country Club, which is in Woodland Park, I guess formerly West Patterson. It's an incredible place. It's one of the few places that can house our school, the amount of our students, and we had a great experience just last year with COVID precautions. And I will say, so that meant we had extra rooms, and there's an outside as well. For the prom, masks will not be required, just like in school. I just wanted to, last year that it was, so I just wanted to point that out. So what we're doing different this year is we talked to the students, the senior class advisor, Miss Butler, and we're taking an idea that some other schools are doing. In fact, I know Milburn is now doing the same thing. We're going to have a red carpet. Well, I think we're doing the red carpet. I don't know about the other schools, but we're going to have a red carpet event at Columbia High School before prom at 4:15. So this way, parents can all take pictures at one place with our students. But at 4:45 is the time we get on the bus. So if you would like to take pictures at home and not come to our red carpet event, that's fine. But the buses are starting to, we'll be starting to mount the buses at 4:45 to get to prom. All students will be taking the bus to and from the prom, and they will come back to Columbia High School. This is a safety measure many schools are doing, and one that will help us ensure that students make the right choices on our buses. All of this is paid for, or at least part of the cost of the prom. So there's nothing additional for this and for candid photos. So yes, we leave at 4:45, dressed and ready to go to the prom. I think those are our prom facts. We We will have a photographer on the premises as well. Actually, this year, the Star Ledger is supposed to be there. They choose like 10 to 15 proms a year to attend and take pictures, and they'll be there as well. So that's exciting. Miss Hernandez, did I miss anything about prom, you think?
No, I think we're good.
Right? Okay. And it's always such a great event at the Westmount. So Miss Robin Levine, Tracy Robin Levine.
Right there.
Go ahead, just pop it there.
Open?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you could always ask the question in the chat if you'd like. So that's oh, just to remind, one thing about the prom we forgot to mention is that this year, prom dates can be from different grades from Columbia High School or from someone outside of Columbia High School. So all you have to do, there's a separate contract for that, where that student, whoever your child brings, will have to have it signed by their school administrator. And that's a very common thing. I've been signing them left and right over the past 2 weeks for our students who are attending other high school proms. That practice ceased over the past few years for COVID, but obviously we're bringing that back. So if students want to attend a different prom, they can. And if a student here is dating or wants to bring someone from a different school, that is fine, as long as that school vouches for that student. So all of that is in the prom permission folders. The red carpet event starts at 4:15 at the high school, right in the front of the building, and 4:45 is when we start to get on the bus. So graduation is June 24th. This year we are returning to Cody Arena indoors. It is, let's see, June 24th at 6 p.m. Cody Arena, for those who are not familiar, it's in West Orange, New Jersey. Graduation information letter has already been mailed to families. If you've not received a copy of that letter, please email Ms. Hernandez and we'll make sure that you get that letter. We'll also have it on the school website. Just so we will also let our students know that they're expected to be at graduation practice on June 21st and June 22nd. So that is at 9 a.m. So we'll just remind them. It does take several hours for us to practice the rising and sitting and actually walking to our seats, but we want to make sure we have a beautiful event. And so that's why we do it. Now, really important, tickets will be given out at the end of the practice. So again, we really want to make sure that our students attend, and that's when the students will receive their tickets. Their tickets have 5 tickets per family will be given. That's 5 tickets per family. Now, students who do not need the full 5 tickets, you may give them to a friend, but we also encourage you to give them back to the high school because we are collecting a wait list of those who would like extra tickets. So if you can do that for us, that is great. Ms. Hernandez, it is the tickets are first come, first serve, right? That they're not reserved seating.
No, it's not reserved seating. The only reserve we will have is for anyone who needs accessible seating.
That's right, and that's what I'd like to say next.
Request those.
Yes, accessible seating is available for family members who cannot safely navigate stairs at the Cody Arena. So please email Ms. Hernandez to request accessible seating. And if you can, we'll send out a reminder, but by May 20th, that would really help us in setting up the plan for graduation. So please, by May 20th, please reserve your spot. And then that's not the whole family that will go to the accessible seating. It's just that family member and one more. So one additional family member will be given a ticket to accompany that that family member with the special seating. So it's not like all 5 tickets will be in accessible seating. It will just be the person who needs it and a friend. We also would like to say that if any high school siblings of graduates, so let's say a senior has a sophomore as a sibling, if they're interested in serving as an usher to seat people, well, and hand out programs, that would be great, because then they would not need to have a ticket. So you can, finagle an extra ticket that way, in a way, right? But of course, that sibling will be serving as an usher and be seated elsewhere during the event. But again, it would be nice for them, if you have a family of 6 per se, right? You need 6 tickets. That's a way of getting around it. So if that is the case, if you have a high school sibling that would like to volunteer and do that, we can do that. There was a question about graduation. What if a child or a student needs, let's say, needs to go to summer school for credit recovery for one class, right? That student can still walk on graduation as long as the student signs up through the Columbia High School summer program. At Columbia, in the summer, you can take up to 2 courses. So we would allow a student who is down 2 classes, who makes the commitment to take those courses over the summer, to be able to walk in graduation. Just the child will not receive a diploma on, that student will not be able to receive the diploma until after all of those classes are completed. But yes, we want the student to celebrate with their class. So that was one of the questions, and I just want to make sure everyone knows that. So let's see. There's a Google form for phonetic pronunciation for graduation that has been already emailed home. And hopefully that has been completed. If it has not, Ms. Hernandez will just send it out, as a mass email to everybody. If your child hasn't, please have your child do that. Again, during graduation practice, it's the vice principals and myself who will be reading the names. We will be there asking and just following up on how to pronounce names, but we would love to have that first, so it would be easier on our spreadsheet to have that phonetic spelling. But just wanted to point that out. It's very important. We want your child to have the best graduation possible. We also have for graduation a fundraiser from the school district, which is, trying to see where it is. It's for bouquets, and that's for graduation, correct, Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Yes, and we have a link to it at the end of the slideshow. It's also on our senior class website, but I just wanted to remember all of the things for graduation. So if there are any questions about graduation, again, we're very excited to go back to the Cody Arena. It's closer than last year. We had it in a baseball stadium because we wanted it to be outdoors, and it was hard to find a place where we had all of our students fit. But we were very excited to be back at Cody. I don't know, were there any questions in the chat, Ms. Hernandez, that I missed about graduation?
No, I've been answering the few that came.
Oh, okay, perfect. So just a couple of things that are happening. We'll be sending out these dates. This might not pertain to always seniors. For example, Pops on Parker concert. We have freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors doing that. But I just wanted to point out that June is a super serious, busy month. We have things almost every single day. So senior recognition night will be on June 1st. And there'll be invitations sent out to the seniors who are going to be recognized that evening. That's how it's been done, and that's what we will do. So probably within the next 2 weeks, we will be sending out invitations, but again, it's going to be on June 1st. Senior signing day That's on June 7th. So senior signing day, that's for any senior who will be playing a sport at college, Division I, II, or III. And so there'll be breakfast provided, and it's just a great event where seniors and their parents, if you are available to make it, and siblings, and we'll definitely be able to do that. Hall of Fame Day is an event for all of our students, not just our seniors, where we will be honoring this year's award winners, I guess, or so it's going to be very exciting. Now the Columbia High School Scholarship Fund reception will be from 2 to 5 p.m. in the Columbia High School Library. I believe, Mr. Dennis, is that where some students, seniors attend that? Or is that like a fundraising?
That I'm not certain. I'd have to look into that.
All right, we will definitely get you information about that, but I know the Columbia High School Scholarship Foundation is a great organization that supports our seniors. And so I will find out if that's where we are honoring those who receive scholarships, and or if it's a fundraising evening or afternoon. But a great organization that supports our students. On June 10th, that's a tentative date. We just needed to be confirmed, but I didn't want to lose it. Is our Lavender Graduation. That's an event as part of the Pride Month events from the South Orange and Maplewood community municipal alliances. So what they do is they honor our LGBTQ students. And so right now it's tentatively scheduled for Lavender Graduation for the June 10th. Students will be invited. We'll be emailing all seniors about that. So LGBTQ seniors, if they're interested in attending, they can sign up, and then we will have a great event like we did last year. So I believe this would be the third event. So last year was the second year we did it, and it was a great evening. Finals. We do have finals 13th, 14th, and 15th. We know that the prom is on the 15th, so we definitely put period 9 there because seniors might, not have a period 9, and if they do, it's probably PE. So that should help. But of course, if seniors need to go and get their hair finished and things like that, we've created an additional day for exams for makeups for conflicts, and that will be on, I think, June 20th. We're not there yet on the slide, but I just wanted to point that out. So we front loaded the exams periods 1, 2, and 5 on the 13th, 3, 4, and 7. Oh, it says period, it says 3 twice. Maybe it's period 6 and 9 here. But anyway, we'll fix up that typo. And then senior prom is on the 15th. And just because we don't want to be mean to our seniors, there are no finals on the 16th. So the 16th will be a half-day schedule. Students can review for their next day of finals, but again, no finals on the day after prom for our seniors or any of our students. Let's see. I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but the Board of Education has made a change to our schedule, and that we, as of now, this was not on the original calendar that was handed out in September. We know we will not have school on June 17th, Friday, to commemorate Juneteenth. So that's a great thing. So without school on the 17th, we'll have final exams for June 20th, and that's for period 8 or any students who have to make up a different final because they went to get their hair done, or they sure what, I guess their nails or what have you on the day of the prom. So we'll allow for makeups that day. So June 20th. June 21st and the 22nd, as I mentioned, is graduation practice. June 24th is graduation at 6 p.m. And then Midnight Madness is right after that. And as I mentioned, you have these links here. And I just want to point out what Midnight Madness is, because I think sometimes people might not know. In some communities, it's called Project Graduation. It's a great event that will allow us to have our seniors that we know they'll be together on that last day of being Columbia High School students, and also being safe, right? We can guarantee that our students will be safe that evening, as opposed to celebrating on their own at different events. So it's great. Right after the commencement, right after graduation, students will leave the Cody Arena with their parents, and they can go home very quickly, get changed, and then they come back to the high school, check in, and board the buses for a super secret location. I don't even know what the location is this year. They should not tell me because I may spill. So I'm so happy that I don't even know. And they do travel through downtown South Orange and Maplewood for a bus parade as the seniors leave, which is super, super awesome. And we will send out the parade route, or I would say Home and School does that, the great organization that they are. So it basically, it's like an all-night affair. It ends at like 4. Students won't probably get back to Columbia High School till about 5 a.m. Obviously, there's no drugs, no alcohol, no phones, right? So we want students to be in that moment, right? No distractions. And so that's what Midnight Madness is. It's a great way. You can click here to register for Midnight Madness. And I can't express how important this is. Last year, we had about 10 to 15 students on the day of graduation that were like, you know what? I want to go to Midnight Madness. And we had to try to work miracles to get them there. They really changed their mind at the last moment. They wanted to be there with their friends. So please, 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 to make this as easy as possible on our partners with Cougar Cares and Home and School, please make sure to sign up for Midnight Madness as early as possible. And even if your child might not want to, we can really talk them into knowing what it's like. And so this way they might not miss out when they're thinking at graduation night, hey, maybe I should go, because by then it might be too late. So it's probably too late. So just as a heads up, we really would love your child to participate in Midnight Madness. So it's right there as part of the, oops, I'm just trying to get to the, back to the presentation. Here we go. Okay, and right there is the link for the bouquets for graduation. And again, as I mentioned, it's in our senior class of 2022 website right here. Ms. Hernandez, were there any further questions from our great parents and students?
Yes, there was one question, what the dress code is for prom.
So prom dress code, it would be, I don't know, I guess you have to you check out the prom shop, because you can see that those were our outfits or dresses, and we have suits too. We have for gentlemen or anyone who wants to wear a suit. We have that there. I'm not sure what the question is. Like, for example, it's a very formal event, but we have students wearing all different types of styles, and they look great. I wonder if we still have the pictures from last year up on the website. I know Joy did it from the Village Green. And so I think we could find some there. But again, if you just ask me, give me a call or email me directly, I could kind of go over some options, I guess. But the Prom Shop has all different types of prom gear for free. By the way, I know it sounds like a pop-up shop, like a store, but it's free, absolutely free. Thanks again to the generous donations of community members. And you can see senior events, senior pictures, the flocking website is there, prom website is there, and then of course the homepage of this. Are there any other questions?
No, we've covered them all.
Okay, well, that sounds great. We could take some more questions from the chat. But again, very, very excited to be sharing the very last events with your children. The senior class has done an incredible job from, beginning of the school year, advocating for parking, and we were able to get that done for them. Just real, they've lost out of a couple of years of school. And there's nothing that makes us happier is that we can give them an event or give them events like the prom and graduation. And of course, Midnight Madness. So those, the three biggest events of the year will happen for them, and we couldn't be happier to support them in that. I'm just gonna, let's see if I can just share this, but I'll also send it obviously to
Mr. Sanchez, we do have a question. What time do they need to report for Midnight Madness? I can look to that and send that out. I'm not certain what the is.
Last year was tough because we were in Montclair, and
Right.
there was a lot of traffic getting out,
Right.
and so they were a little delayed. But they'll tell us exactly that final couple weeks, because I guess we need to know in regards to like how far. Like, I don't even know how far it is. So they'll have all of that. I believe they'll also talk a little bit about the contract. Sometimes these places that go, where we go, there might be a waiver contract, that people have to fill out. So something like a what's the thing, like jump in or whatever, Sky Zone. I mean, that's not where you're going. Don't get me wrong. But go to Sky Zone, you got to fill out one of those waiver things. That's a kind of thing that will probably happen, and we'll have to like weirdly redact the name of the place. So we'll know by the last couple weeks exactly what time they should be there. But again, it's like hanging out after graduation, take a couple pictures, then get in the car and change, and then come back to CHS. I'm going to stop sharing. And then I'm just going to put in the chat the link. But again, I will send this out to everyone tomorrow with the video, not just the link to the PowerPoint. All right.
We're good.
We'll send this out to all seniors as well, to your children, and we look forward to the events. I want to thank Ms. Hernandez. Ms. Butler didn't come, but she's probably busy. Something must have come up, and I'm sure, take it from me, she is so happy to be the senior class vice principal. She really cares about our seniors, so she's a great contact person too. All right, everyone. I hope everyone had a great evening, and we will see you soon.
Good night.
Good night.